Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. In the Homeland set, we only have two more Commanders to talk about, and we are talking about one of my personal favorites. Oh man. It's one of my personal favorites, I promise, guys. Soraya the Falconer. Soraya the Falconer. There we go. Wow, I do not know why I struggled with that. Let me know in the comments if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and how do you guys pronounce it. The Falconer, Sorya, is a human, legendary human. It costs 1 colorless and 2 white mana. It's a 2/2, and it has some wonderful text. Some of the most important text in the whole game, in my opinion. First off, all birds get +1/+1. It's not birds you control, it's just birds get +1/+1. So that affects your opponent's birds as well. And then for a 1 and white mana, target bird creature gains banding until end of turn. Yes, we have another banding commander. I love it. But the note here is that it only affects birds. So we are going to be delivering some mail with our falcons, with our owls. If you're doing some Harry Potter themed stuff, we're going to be delivering the mail. And we have a lot of birds to deliver those messages to all of our opponents' faces. Some rules text for Sorya. It's just about banding. If a creature with banding attacks, it teams up with any number of attacking creatures with banding and up to one non-banding creature, and it becomes a band. The band can be blocked by any creature that could block a creature in the band, so that is important to know. If you do banding and you want to bypass getting blocked, you need to make sure like everyone in the band has flying or everyone in the band has menace. Because if one creature in the band doesn't have a form of evasion, then the entire band can be blocked by some random creature. So that is important to note. However, the most important thing at the bottom of this first ruling is if a creature with banding is blocked, the attacking player chooses how the blocker's damage is assigned. And that is the strongest point about banding, is if your band gets blocked, you choose how the opponent's creature divvies up the damage amongst your creatures. And that, if you build your decks correctly, you can take advantage of that by boosting your team's defenses up and then just pinging each of your creatures in the band for as minimal damage as possible, so your band lives, and then you get to take out any of the blockers in front of you. And of course, if you have ways to give your band trample, which is doable, then it's even better, because then you can just trample on over through the defenses of your opponents with the birds and the mail that you're delivering. Next rule is you can only have one creature that does not have banding that can join the band. Creatures in the same band must all attack the same player, because, they're in a group, so they gotta go together. If a creature in combat has banding, its controller assigns damage for creatures blocking or blocked by it. That player can ignore the damage assignment when making this assignment. So that's just, again, a reminder. Even if you are attacking or blocking, you can choose how the damage is distributed with the band. And again, that's the most powerful aspect of banding, is you have control of where your opponents deal damage, and that's why I love banding so much. I think it's really, really cool mechanic, very weird and janky. It needs a lot of love to make it more prominent in today's meta, but it is still fun to build around. It's a fun challenge. The card I picked to synergize with Sorya is Soulcatcher's Ari, or Airy. It's an enchantment, and it is all about wanting your birds to die, and then the more birds that die, the stronger your birds get. So This goes right on into the deck that I have Sorya for, which is a bird tribal. It is all about getting as many birds onto the table as possible and being very aggressive. One of the things I noticed early on in my build of this deck was I don't have enough bird token generators. So make sure you have a lot of ways to make a lot of birds, and then take advantage of that with Wingmate Rock, things like the Soul Catcher's Airy to really make your board big. And then even if your opponents do get rid of some birds, you still have more birds to deliver the mail, and I love that so much. So this is a very fun deck. I love this deck so much. My group has made a meme about this deck and a bear tribal deck that I have, and so I am known for playing with a lot of birds and bears in my group, and I love it. I am proud to represent the two tribes that are the best. That and slivers, which we'll talk about later. Next is you could do a complete banding themed deck. The only downside to this is there's not a lot of birds that already have banding. So you can build a lot of banding and then put birds in the deck and give them banding with your commander and do some fun shenanigans that way. And there are some fun cards that can affect an entire band, like the Icashian Skirmishers that can give an entire band first strike. There's a Juggernaut that can give an entire band trample. Again, like I said earlier, banding can be really cool. It just needs a little bit of love. I would love to see Wizards come back to banding maybe in the future and do something fun with it. But I also understand it is a little bit of a complicated mechanic, but it's so much fun. I love it so much. So, banding tribal all the way. This is not the first deck for banding that I've talked about. It certainly won't be the last for the next little bit here, and even in more present day cards, I think banding would still be fun for them. So last but not least, you can do human tribe because Sorya is a human. The catch with this deck is obviously you can do pure human tribal and just have Sorya as the commander because it is a human. However, you're not really playing into the theme of Sorya, which is wanting birds. So it would be interesting to see this combination of birds and humans together, kind of like angels and humans, which is a very common, popular theme. It would be interesting to see a blend of human tribe and bird tribe. And there are a few mixes of those kind of cards put together. There's like a human that whenever it attacks, it creates a 1/1 flying bird. Stuff like that. I would love to see and hear what you guys think about this deck idea as well as the others that I've talked about. And that is going to do it for Sorya the Falconer. Get a lot of birds. And don't be surprised when all you have is a little bit of 1/1 birds, because they're little 1/1 birds. But that's okay, because with your commander out, they'll become 2/2 birds. And with all the other great effects that white has for going wide with tokens, you can make a lot of birds really fast, and you can make them big really fast. So go fast, hit hard, and deliver the mail to your opponent's faces. Thank you guys so much for watching. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified for when more videos come out. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!